The Pontifical and Royal University of Santo Tomas, the Catholic University of the Philippines, or simply the University of Santo Tomas, is a private Roman Catholic research university in Manila, Philippines, founded on the 28th of April 1611 by Miguel de Benavides, Archbishop of Manila. It has the oldest extant university charter in the Philippines and in Asia, and is one of the world's largest Catholic universities in terms of enrollment, found on one campus. Run by the Order of Preachers, UST is the only university to have been visited by 3 popes 4 times, once by Pope Paul VI on the 28th of November 1970, twice by Pope John Paul II on the 18th of February 1981 and the 13th of January 1995, and once by Pope Francis on the 18th of January 2015. The patron of the university is St. Thomas Aquinas, while St. Catherine of Alexandria is the patroness. The university is composed of several autonomous faculties, colleges, schools and institutes, each conferring undergraduate, graduate and postgraduate degrees, and a basic education units. Several degree programs have been accredited by the Commission on Higher Education as Centers of Excellence and Centers of Development. Moreover, it was awarded with an institutional accreditation by the CHET through the Federation of Accrediting Agencies of the Philippines. In December 2013, the university was recognized to have the highest number of accredited programs in the country by the Philippine Association of Colleges and Universities Commission on Accreditation. Prominent Thomasians include saints, Philippine presidents, heroes, artists, scientists, professionals, and religious figures, who have figured prominently in the history of the Philippines. The athletic teams of the Growling Tigers, who were members of the University Athletic Association of the Philippines and are consistent winners of the overall championship. History. The foundation of the university is ascribed to Miguel de Benavides O.P., the third Archbishop of Manila. He came to the Philippines with the first Dominican mission in 1587. He went on to become Bishop of Nueva Segovia, and was promoted Archbishop of Manila in 1601. Upon his death in July 1605, Benavides bequeathed his library and personal property worth 1,500 pesos to be used as the seed fund for the establishment of an institution of higher learning. Fr. Bernardo de Santa Catalina carried out Benavides's wishes and was able to secure a building near the Dominican church and convent in Intramuros for the college. In 1609, permission to open the college was requested from King Philip III of Spain, which only reached Manila in 1611. On April 28, 1611, Notary Juan witnessed the signing of the Act of Foundation by Baltazar Fort, Op. Bernardo Navarro, Op. and Francisco Minillo, Op. Fort, appointed that year to the post of Father Provincial, became the rector in 1619. The Colegio de Nuestra Señora del Santísimo Rosario was established on April 28, 1611, for the Benavides' library. Later renamed Colegio de Santo Tomas, it was elevated by Pope Innocent X to a university on November 20, 1645 in his brief In Supraeminenti. This makes the institution the first in the islands to be formally elevated to the status of university. Its complete name is the Pontifical and Royal University of Santo Tomas, the Catholic University of the Philippines. It was given the title Royal by King Charles III of Spain in 1785, Pontifical by Pope Leo XIII on 1902 in his constitution, Quae Mari Sinico, and the appellative the Catholic University of the Philippines by Pope Pius XII in 1947. This makes the UST the first and only formally declared Royal and Pontifical University in the Philippines. The university was located within the walled city of Intramuros in Manila. It was started by the Spanish Archbishop of Manila in the early 17th century as a seminary for aspiring young priests, taking its name and inspiration from St. Thomas Aquinas, a Dominican theologian. The first courses offered by the Colegio de Santo Tomas were canon law, theology, philosophy, logic, grammar, the arts, and civil law. In 1871, it began offering degrees in medicine and pharmacy, the first in colonized Asia. At the beginning of the 20th century, with the growing student population, the Dominicans were given a 21.5-hectare land at the Sulucan Hills in Sampaloc, Manila, and built its 215,000 square meter campus there in 1927 with the inauguration of its main building. Also that year, it began accepting female enrollees. In the last 4 decades, the university grew into a full-fledged institution of higher learning, conferring degrees in law, medicine, and various academic letters. The university has graduated Philippine national heroes, presidents, and even saints. The medicine and civil law courses were retained in Intramuros at the time. During World War II, the Japanese forces converted the Sampaloc campus into an internment camp for enemy aliens, mostly Americans, living in the Philippines. The original Intramuros campus was destroyed in 1944 by an arson created by the Japanese Kempeitai. More than 4,000 foreigners survived under difficult conditions in the internment camp for 37 months from January 1942 until February 1945, when the camp was liberated by American soldiers. Since its establishment in 1611, the university's academic life was interrupted only twice, from 1898 to 1899, during the Philippine Revolution against Spain, and from 1942 to 1945, during the Japanese occupation of the country. In its long history, the university has been under the leadership of more than 90 rectors. USD's first Filipino rector was Fr. Leonardo Legazpi, O.P., who served us from 1971 to 1977. In recognition of its achievements, a number of important dignitaries have officially visited the university. Among them, during the last 4 decades, Pope Paul VI on November 28, 1970, King Juan Carlos I of Spain in 1974 and 1995, Mother Teresa of Calcutta in January 1977 and again in November 1984, Pope John Paul II on February 18, 1981 and January 13, 1995, Queen Sofia of Spain in July 6, 2012. In January 1997, Chiara Lubich, foundress of the Focolare movement, also visited the university and was awarded an honoris causa degree in sacred theology. On January 18, 2015, Pope Francis also visited the university for the meeting with the students. On the 2013-2014 academic year, UST had 42,271 students enrolled. Campus. The university sits on an almost perfect square of 21.5 hectares bounded by España Boulevard, P. Noval Street, A.H. Lacson Avenue, and Dapitan Street in Sampaloc, Manila. The university transferred to its present campus in 1927 when the Dominicans deemed the Intramuros campus inadequate for the university's growing population. The first structures in the campus were the imposing main building, the Santissimo Rosario Parish, the UST Gym, and the Arch of the Centuries. The campus at present boasts a mixture of old and new architecture, with the inclusion of the UST multi-deck car park, which houses the Alfredo M. Veleo College of Accountancy, and the UST Sports Complex, the second modern sports facility to be constructed by a UAAP member school. The Central Seminary was built in the 1930s and was designed by Fernando Ocampo. The plan of the seminary was configured in the form of the letter E, with courtyards bisecting the wings. The boxy building had an elongated frontage assembling a continuous band of balconies and windows on the second and third level. The structure's horizontally oriented massing was broken by an engaged central section at the main entrance and two other similar treatments at the end portions. An Art Deco relief bud-like finials and a tableau embellished the step pylon at the entrance. The Engineering and Architecture Building, now called Roque Ruino Building, was built in 1952, designed by Julio Victor Rocha, initiated the application of the Niemeyer-inspired brise soleil in local buildings. The facade of the three-story building displayed a continuous sunbreaker that protected its second and third-story windows. The trend for brise soleil followed the character of the building, which created many variations. Other new structures include the Beato Angelico building, which houses the College of Architecture and College of Fine Arts and Design, the Plaza Mayor, the US Quadricentennial Square and Alumni Park, Thomas Aquinas Research Complex, the US Tanyan Key Student Center, and the recently built 12th-floor Buenaventura Garcia Paredes O.P. building, which houses students from the Faculty of Arts and Letters and the College of Tourism and Hospitality Management. The streets of the university were non-existent until March 1960. The prominent university streets are Intramuros Drive, Quezon Drive, and Osmeña Drive. The Manila campus was declared a National Historical Landmark by the National Historical Commission of the Philippines on the 24th of May 2011. Four of the university's structures are also declared National Cultural Treasures by the National Museum. Main building, Arch of the Centuries, Santissimo Rosario Central Seminary, as well as the grandstand and the university field. UST is the first and only university campus to have been named a National Historical Landmark and the only learning institution in the Philippines as location of national cultural treasures. The university has started to develop upcoming campuses in Santa Rosa City, General Santos City, and Negombo, Sri Lanka. The university is also in the process of establishing a presence in Mongolia. In 2011, the university celebrated its 400th founding anniversary, and it is projected that the new campuses will be operational by then.